Red hat, black hat. Red hat, black hat. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin, and today we're listening to Ultravox with their song Vienna. This is off of their album Vienna, which was released in 1980. Ultravox is a band that I've seen come up in the comments every once in a while, and as far as I know, I don't think that I've heard anything from them. I'm not 100% sure on that, but as far as I can tell, I don't think I've heard of them before. And honestly, the name kind of sounds pretty cool, so I was like, let's take a little peek at Ultravox. Of course, I would love to know what you guys think of the song. You can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. I hope that you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, or night, whichever one it is. Let's do it. This is Vienna by Ultravox. I almost forgot who I was listening to.
In the cold air, freezing breath on a window pane, lying and waiting. A man in the dark in a picture frame, so mystic and soulful. Voice reaching out in a piercing cry, it stays with you until the feeling is gone, only you and I, it means nothing to me. This means nothing to me. Oh, Vienna. Music is weaving, haunting notes, pizzicato strings, the rhythm is calling. Alone in the night as the daylight brings a cool empty silence. The warmth of your hand and a cold grey sky, it fades to the distance. The image is gone, only you and I, it means nothing to me. This means nothing to me. Oh, Vienna.
You know, definitely not what I was expecting at all. I was actually expecting something, I don't know, closer to like The Cure, Depeche Mode. Like I was kind of thinking something like that. I wasn't expecting like an art pop new wave kind of sound with very sparse instrumentation. I love all the spacing that's left between the drums, and then you get these synthesizers that come in. I thought that was really cool. It really created this unique atmosphere in the song. The vocals, who are sung by Midge Ur, I mispronounced that, I'm sorry, but I really like his vocals. They sound very like forlorn and like wanting, and they have that character in there that I like. Remind me sometimes, not necessarily in tone, but in character of like Bowie, David Sylvian, and like things like that. Of course, a little higher, maybe sung something kind of like what's the other band, the Blue Nile, something like that. But it's that quiet and crying of the synth line that's being played beneath as the atmosphere builds up, and really throughout the whole verse. And then I thought the chorus was really interesting when the piano comes in, because it doesn't sound out of place, but it's a small change in the whole tone of the song. Because before it's like kind of empty and a little bit desolate, but just the addition of the piano in the chorus, and of course the vocals rising up as well, it kind of enriches the whole atmosphere and adds like a little bit of vibrancy and a little bit of color to the song. And then it sounds like we get like a little like violin or synthetic violin or something in the break in the later half of the song, which actually kind of totally changed the mood before it did jump back into the last remaining bits of the song. One thing I appreciate about the vocals that I kind of picked up immediately is just the way that he like really pronounces every syllable of the word. Like all the syllables in each part of the verse are just very like strong and held onto. Like he really enunciates when he sings, which is easier to do on a song like this when it's more quiet and it sounds almost closer to speaking than singing. But either way, the way that he does it is just really nice. It's not something that you get too much of. And that's a really nice way of bringing this big drama. He starts up high, slowly works his way down the chorus, and the way that that synth line grows, that bass comes in a little bit harder as well. And like I mentioned before, the piano just does a fantastic job of just enriching the whole song. Before it all kind of drops back out a little bit again, beat comes in a little bit harder, piano carries on. I really like that ghostly synth line that's playing in the back though. I think that's something that's really cool because the song is empty, but there's a lot of like tiny details that are kind of going on. But I think that really like that haunting synth line in the back kind of continuing forward is just one of the more standout things about it. And then like I said, here in the break, we get this synthetic violin or something like that. I'm not sure exactly if it's a real violin or if it's, digital. But regardless, that along with the pacing kind of change and kind of, like I said, change the atmosphere and tone of the song. It's very slow, it's very middling, it's very numb as it continues on. And then that part kind of gives it a little bit of an interesting life, an interesting spark to it before it kicks back into the last part. My favorite part of the song is the verse and the chorus though, which, fortunately makes up most of the song. But I really enjoy the vocals. I really like the instrumentation that's built around the vocals and just allowed to breathe. I like when the setting of the song is just allowed to breathe and just allowed to live, giving it its own life. The singer becomes part of that. The music becomes part of him. And it's just this nice organic process within the music itself. It says here that according to Curry, was hesitant about the overly classical romantic feel of the orchestration and said, "This means nothing to me." To which the producer replied, "Well, sing that then." So he says that the only line that came to him in his mind was, "The feeling is gone. This means nothing to me. Oh, Vienna," which is, as we heard, what the chorus is made of. The lyrics. We walked in the cold air, freezing breath on a window pane. Lying and waiting, a man in the dark in a picture frame. So mystic and soulful, a voice reaching out in a piercing cry. It stays with you until, chorus, the feeling has gone, only you and I. It means nothing to me. This means nothing to me. Oh, Vienna. The music is weaving, haunting notes, pizzicato strings. The rhythm is calling, alone in the night as the daylight brings. A cold, empty silence, the warmth of your hand, and a cold gray sky. It fades to the distance. So, I'm just taking a stab in the dark here and assuming that he's writing very poetically and very romantically about Vienna. I would just presume. Perhaps talking about walking through the city in the first verse as I talk about walking in the cold air, freezing breath on a window pane. Maybe they're looking into a place of some sort. I don't know where they're looking into, but they say they see a man in the dark in a picture frame and a voice reaching out in a piercing cry. They hear music while they're here. It's kind of haunting, but it's a rhythm that's also calling them. So I don't know. I feel like it's a kind of cold and yet entrancing and romantic view, like I said, perhaps of the city of Vienna. I'm not 100% sure, but that's where I'm going to cast my vote. Of course, I would love to know what you guys thought of the song. You can join me on Twitter. You can definitely join me in the comments down below because that's probably where you're going to want to let me know what you thought of the song. Let me know what other songs I should listen to from Ultravox because I enjoyed this. So I would like to do maybe a little bit further exploration. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.